If a product has met a standard, it usually means that it has passed tests that demonstrate it complies with certain safety and quality requirements. So you can tell this is a kind of basic job, so I don't know if I heard. The purpose of a mandatory standard is to make particular safety or information features on products compulsory for legal supply of the product into the market. So it is a legal requirement that a lot of these products meet their safety requirements. So the reason why they're there and how is it affecting your business? There are companies that it causes millions and millions of dollars in damages because they don't do their due diligence. Forget it. Thank you. I don't even had a drink. Jeez, I said I wasn't going to have a drink because I wanted my brain to work, so obviously maybe I should have had it. So there's been an increase by 32% in terms of the product recalls in the marketplace. However, that number has probably increased quite dramatically because the market has changed. So now it's so easy to find a product on Alibaba and throw it on online and not really knowing that you need to have these standards met or any product or any kind of testing required for your product. And then you get done for. Majority of the products that are being recalled, and there's on the ACCC website, you can actually see the most common recalls. And it is a lot of them from private label sellers on eBay or on any online platform. So they're the majority of them. So only 20% of products that are recalled actually get returned. That means there are unsafe products out there in the market which a child could choke on or get scratched, or there's too much lead in a product and you don't really know, and there's a lot of risk. So it's not just about how much is it going to cost you, but it's also just doing your part and making sure your product's safe for the market. And what does that mean for your business? People stop buying from you. So if you have set up your label with a great reputation and there's a recall on it, there's going to create that doubt in your mind, on the customer's mind. And 58% of customers actually believe that manufacturers value sales over safety. It could also be that it's not that they value sales over safety, because some people are unaware of what they need to do and unaware that's actually something that they need to consider when looking into their products. So who are UL? UL, we're a 125-year-old company, global, so we've been around for a very long time. We write standards, we develop them if we need to, if there isn't something that needs it. We operate in about 143 countries, and that's actually gone up because we've just opened in a few others. And 20 industries, so we cover a huge range. And there are some areas where we don't have the capability of course, but we're pretty open about that if we can help you or not. So the CRS, which is Consumer and Retail Services, that's the division where I used to look after in Australia and New Zealand. But it's not just a testing laboratory, so we really do partner with your business depending on different phases of your business that you need. So we're not just a testing laboratory. So the services cover about 8 major areas. Testing, quality assurance, so what do you need, physical testing, chemical testing, whatever it may be. Audits and inspections specifically, and I'll go through the different audits and what they actually mean for you, because there are different levels, and a lot of people aren't actually aware that you can get a whole lot of different audits and inspections at different levels of your production. And some places may need them more, especially if you're using a new supplier, so you want to suss them out. Advisory, as well as certificate. So it's really about product, ensuring that your product meets the consumer demands for quality, safety and compliance, regardless of where they are in the supply chain. The areas that we do focus on in this consumer division is cleaning products. You can actually see, you can read them there for yourself. So any of your hard lines, any of your products. So basically anything that's non-electrical. And non-electrical, non-lighting. Now, if anybody works into that space, you may know how really expensive it is to get a product tested and certified in electrical. It's a nightmare. Leave that to the big guys. If everyone is wanting to get into that space, come have a conversation with me. I'll speed up. Okay, so Or does product testing, does your product need product testing? These are just a few that have come up. It does not, it's not limited to that. The best thing, if you're not sure, always ask. Always ask. And it's always great to call a test lab. You can always give me a call, send me an email saying, I was just wondering. And I've actually got, so you all write the protocols for Amazon. So all the testing for Amazon USA. So I've actually got all the protocols for the products and what they need. So if you're not sure, reach out to me and I'll actually look for you. I've actually got my laptop here, so I'm happy to look for you if you need. But at any stage, you can always reach out. And that's what we go through. So there are standards set by the country, and then there are standards that are set by Amazon, which may go above and beyond depending on what they do. And they are actually getting a lot more diligent now. You may have noticed many products being off the market, been taken off, unlisted, closed, whatever, it's been closed on Amazon. They can't get into their account because of this. So they're actually getting a lot tougher because they are liable. If you're selling on their platform, they are liable for that. So it's their job to make sure that that your product is compliant. And if it's not, it's out. Okay, quiz. Where's my helper? I've got a UL mug. Actually, I've got 6 UL mugs. Just want to test some knowledge and see. So if you answer, there's 3 giving away with this quiz. Everybody drinks coffee here, right? No, later on. Okay, I've got 5 UL. Okay, why is a certificate from a supplier not enough? And the reason I asked this question, the reason why I asked this question is that I've had many conversations when they said, I've got this product, our supplier has given us a certificate, right? And it's not enough, it means absolutely nothing. Does anybody know why?
It doesn't meet the standard.
Yep.
And bottom line, you're responsible for your product if you're selling it.
Yep, so you're responsible if you're selling it. Yep. We got a mug. One more? 2 more? Yep. It's fake. Absolutely. Yep, definitely can be fake. There you go, another one. Should we say one for Kelly? No, sorry, Kelly.
Different standards for different countries.
100%. That definitely deserves a mug. Hands up. 100%. Different standards for different countries. If they sent you, hey, I've got a certificate, you go. They do. They're counting. Some of them are counting on the fact that you don't know that there are different standards for different countries. So for US, so for example, chemical testing, which a lot of products need, in the Europe it's REACH, in America it's California 65, right? In the US, and Amazon US does a blanket. It's not just for California; they do it as a blanket. They count that you don't know that, right? So if you give them a certificate, these are the reasons. It does not tell you what market it's tested for, so whether it's tested for Australia, for US, for America, and each country has different standards. It does not tell you what standards it was tested to, and does not tell you what was tested. Okay? It does not tell you at all. It doesn't tell you what levels it was tested for. It doesn't tell you if it was passed, what it was. So it tells you absolutely nothing. So you always need to ask for a test report. Always ask for a test report, because the certificate means zilch. Very good.
Can I add one more to that? Another reason is your private labeling the product under your brand, then that becomes your product, your brand, whatever. The product's being tested and being sold under a different brand. It's for that brand. Even if it comes in the same factory and the same product, legally it's not the same product. So is that correct?
Can you repeat that?
So
Tell me that's right, I might be wrong.
So Matt's comment was that if a sticker or report is under the brand or the supplier's name, it belongs to them. However, it does not belong to you because it's under your name.
Now we're doing a duet.
I'm not pretending I'm the expert, but if you were selling a product under your brand name, then you become importer of record and manufacturer of record, and you are the person responsible for that. If the product is sold under a different brand or it's tested under a different name, it could be, I believe, very hard to legally prove that it's actually the same product that's been tested because it's not even being sold under the same name, so to speak.
It's quite funny because I actually asked that exact same question to our engineers this afternoon just to make sure that I had that answer.
And I was wrong.
No, not necessarily. It's a grey area, and it depends on the product. It really does depend on the product. Because there are some areas where the test report, if they provide you a test report and it's sufficient and it's all the exact parameters of the product and all the same features of the exact same product, you don't need to get that retested. You know, that should be more than enough. Question? Am I allowed to take questions? It's okay. So go ahead. Don't laugh me at you. It's okay.
And your report have to be on the manufacturer,
That was the question. So it depends on the product. So some products, yes, it needs to be legally on your name, so you have that responsibility. In some cases, a test report from the manufacturer, and if it's all the same features and everything exactly the same, that will be enough. Okay, so it's always good to find out, ask the question, we can make sure. There has been cases where it come to me and they said, well, it's exactly the same product, it shows, it's been tested, it doesn't need to be retested, we've got the report. So in some cases, yes, so it's a bit grey, and it does depend on the product. Okay, quickly moving on. I only showed this, the different types of testing, but the reason I put it through is that testing doesn't always necessarily have to be for a standard. It could be a marketing your marketing advantage. So if you had a claim for your product and saying it does X, Y, and Z, you need to have a test report to be able to prove that it does that. So claims testing is something we can absolutely do. Performance testing. So it depends on your brand. If you wanted to have fading, you're proud of the fact that your products don't fade, you can prove that. And you can add the test to support that. Okay, like that. Just packaging review. Some products need packaging, have to have specific labels for those packaging, especially kids' products, whether it be grading, age grading, whether it be sharp tools, sharps warning, or there's a whole lot of lists that it needs to be. So if you're not sure, ask, because some products actually have a requirement and a legal requirement to have specific packaging. Okay, another piece. Audits and inspections, what's their purpose? Why do companies do them? Made to the standards, 100%. Yep. Give the man a hug.
Insurance, it's an insurance policy.
Insurance policy, that's a new one. I've heard insurance policy before for a reason. Oh, you have, there you go. There you go. That's another on the list. So they help to control the quality of products by helping to fix the sources of defects immediately after they are detected. That's one of the big issues. And to making sure that what you're sending is what you've ordered and what you asked for is what you're getting. There are horror stories where products have been sent to Amazon and it was complete rubbish what they've sent through. They've changed materials, they've changed quality. And they've lost thousands of dollars. I don't know if you know, I don't want to mention it, but there are big sellers on Amazon who have been heavily affected by that. And the cost of an audit or inspection, it could be anything from $250, $300, $350 to about $500 US. So, but it just depends on the product and the volume. There's a whole lot of different aspects. So it's just a matter of adding that to your cost and having that peace of mind because of eyes and ears when you're not there. Okay. So it's reduction of non-compliant products, prevents defects, higher customer satisfaction because you can rest assured that what you're getting. They send photos of they send photos of your products. They send photos of the shipment. They really are your eyes and ears over there. There are different types. So the pre-production. There you go. So top of production or pre-production so that you can test the raw material. And it really just depends on your product and how much you want to delve into it. There are certain, pre-production may not be important for your product. It's, you're just ordering a generic or whatever it may be. So it just depends on your needs. It can be while your product is being made, it could be at the end, it could be while it's being shipped, and you can actually decide on the failure rate as well. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of different levels. And really end-to-end supply chain solutions, it's actually really hard to read, but basically what it's saying is that we can assist you on, depending on the level, where you're at with your business, what you need, whether it be a production, a post-production, program management. There's a whole lot of levels, definitely not just testing. Advisory is a big part of what we do because it's such a complicated area where there's a lot of greys. Some people just do need that training. A lot of the big retailers say, can you come in and teach us what we need to do for our product range? And it's something that's not uncommon. Now, how to ask for that's really good Australian. So how to ask. So the reason why I put that there is that the more information you can provide when you're asking for the report, the better, the easier, and we can process that a lot quicker. So what the process is, a lot of people will come to me and say, I need this to get tested, great, can you please give me this information, da 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 da. And once we get that accumulated, it just means that we can go straight to the engineering and say, what do we need for this product? So it's basically just you'll make sure that you've got your details there, because that allows us to provide you a quote. And providing the market. The market is super, super, super important. As we mentioned, there are different markets, different requirements for the different countries, and that's why we really need that there. Location, because we do have different locations, we like to keep them close. And as well, as much as the information as you have for your product will help you. Okay, let's just show you the different locations for consumer and retail. Actually, we've got a lab in Auckland, but that's for electrical. Okay, accreditation in all the major areas. I do recommend go to consumer and retail services at ul.com and go into the knowledge centre, actually ul.com/CRS. There's a plethora of information on there. There's webinars, there's so much info they can really get on there, and it's free to use. Okay. Yeah, so that's all from me. Now, Johnny Chiang is that's his email there. So he's actually he looks after you for anything from Australia, straight, that's from our Hong Kong office. But you can also work with me if you need to as well. So I'll give you 2 contacts there if you need anything. Okay, that's from me. Thank you very much.